Hey everybody, I'm Anjali, and you are watching More Than a Conqueror, and today's topic is a juicy one. Ladies, we're talking about busyness versus peace. This is something that I think when we fall in love with Jesus, especially right off the start, we just want to dive in and we want to serve on 10 different teams and we want to do the best that we can do. And I think a lot of us, I'll speak for myself personally, I have found that being that person has turned me into like the crazy person because I'm more busy than I am productive. And so how do we, let's talk about the busyness that sometimes we have in our lives and why we choose to be busy.
Gosh, it's this can open up a whole new can of worms. So, yes, and you're so right. When you first say yes to Jesus and you find this, I got onto that, what are we going to call it, a treadmill, and I was saying yes to everything. And I still have a hard time saying no to people, but I posted something on Instagram recently, and it was this. It said, saying yes all the time won't make me Wonder Woman. It will make me a worn out woman. Because feeling like the crazy woman, I started feeling, instead of feeling like I was actually helping, I felt like I had to do it. And then it goes from a place of like helping people to like, crap, I gotta go do this.
Right.
And so
and you're not looking forward to it anymore.
No, and then you're also like, I feel like when you get to that point too, you're not walking in the grace that God has graced you with to say meet with that person or to serve on that team or whatever it may be. But I also feel like there could be, you're saying yes because there's some codependency issues that could be going on, people pleasing issues. Also, it's like I love like to perform, like high performance, like in sales or whatever. So if I'm good at something, then I get recognized for it. And so I'm like, ooh, there's awards here. And the moment I know that, then I'm like, I want that award and I want that award. And it's like, at what point am I doing it for awards or applause? And God checked me a while back on that. And because he'll humble you if that continues. And he talks about it in his word about coming to him, that his yoke is easy, his burden is light. And so I think the moment that it becomes where it's like, oh crap, I gotta go do that. And it's like your calendar is getting overbooked and you have no time for you have no date night with your guy. Everything is for everybody else, and you don't even have a moment to do your laundry. How many of us have been there? No time to do laundry. Or 8 months later, you're like, oh, I haven't worked out. Beach day? I don't want to go. I'm like, but now I have put something, you've helped me with this, with my calendar. I have 3 nights a week that those are dates with me to go and work out and do my hour workout. And
Dating for yourself.
That's for me. And then I have my day that I have with God. It's my Sabbath. And then I have my date with my guy. And you know, I still meet with everybody, but I'm not doing everything. I'm not at every happy hour. I'm not, and I have to say no to some things so that I can say yes to other things.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passionate about this topic.
Yeah. I see that. You just jumped right in.
Yeah.
No, it's so easy just to keep saying yes to everything, and especially when you're like, I want to be a good friend. My friend needs to talk to me about, girls always like to talk about something.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about this or that, and just always saying yes. So I have put myself like through the ringer on just like, I'll get up, like I'm the kind of person that can just normally go off 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm just one of those people that can. And so I will fill my schedule like many times in my life from like 7 a.m. to like 11 p.m. I'll come back at night and I'm just on the go all day.
Wow.
But like it runs me out after a while, like, and it is absolutely horrible. And it just comes to a point for me when I feel like I have absolutely nothing left to give and I'm just like staring. Like, I'm emotionally drained. I have nothing left to give. And that's just because there's not a balance of I'm giving, but then there's nothing, like, pouring back into me and doing anything refreshing versus actually getting sleep and resting. And so, like you said, just, like, carving out time. Definitely going to start having to do that for myself. I've had to learn to say no to a lot of things just because it just takes so much from you and just having more alone time.
I think saying yes a lot also can prove to be an integrity issue because I find that it takes more integrity sometimes to actually say no to someone, and it's because of the reason that you're saying no. Like for those of us in a relationship, or even if you're not in a relationship, I always say you're not married yet, but you're married to Jesus, and if you don't have time for Jesus, how can you be married to him? How can you be in a relationship? every relationship requires some type of effort and intentionality and time, and you have to carve that out. It's an intentional thing that we have to do. But I find that that's where the integrity comes in. Like, if we say yes to everything, we're not benefiting ourselves, just like you said, and we're not benefiting anybody else, because
you show up drained.
You go with stinky heart and stank face, and you're just like, I don't want to be here. But
so
you
how do you
said
say
you'd
no?
be here.
So like when somebody that you like totally want to hang out with, because I also feel like we have such a great community and we want to say yes to everything. And then it's like, come on, Anjali, can you come hang out with me? And I'm like in front of your face. But is that what you say? Or one thing that I've gotten good at, because I have a friend, Katie, that does this, and she'll say, I'm going to check my schedule, I'll get back to you. Or
That's
like,
great.
I don't know, I'll think about it. And wow, I've learned from that little one. Just because it's like, oh, do you mind if I check my schedule, but I'll get back to you?
Yeah.
Because I've always just like,
That's
oh, yes,
wisdom.
yes. And also here in Los Angeles, people say yes to everything and they just don't show up. So there's another issue with that, flaking and then feeling like they're going to hurt somebody's feelings. And so then they just disappear. So much wrapped up in this topic.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead, girl.
Okay.
I saw you.
We're in a unique position in our generation. We have social media, and our circle of friends are way bigger now. We are more connected than we ever were before.
Friends.
I mean, and we think about when I was I say friend, but it's like when I was growing up, it's like you had the rotary phone. You know what I mean? That like you went from that to now it's like you know everything and anyone and what's happening, and of course it's like the number of events happen. You know, because you have such a huge circle now. Your circle's even bigger, which is ironic because we're more disconnected than ever. But one thing that I've learned is, you know, in setting boundaries and saying no is to offer a solution or alternative. So I don't just say no. I usually say, no, I can't do this, but are you available on this day? So the person knows that your intentions are there. Like you want to hang out with them. You just can't do it at this time frame.
What if you don't want to hang out with them?
Oh, well, just say no.
That's a whole other topic,
That's a different
right?
topic. It's just say no politely. But I think it's also, we have to be, this culture is, and especially living in this city, Los Angeles, we're busy, and it is by default, the American culture is to be busy. If we don't take reign, we don't take control of, we don't give it to God and let him take the yoke and let him guide and take the reins, then we fall into the trap of living life by default. Our schedules will become whatever everybody's schedules are. If we don't take like control and say, you know, like you said, you set aside 3 days because you're just kind of filling in, you can follow the trap of filling in the gap. I have this time, I'll put something in it. But we have to be aware that you were saying there's a difference between being busy and productive. But there's a difference also being productive and being fruitful. It's three totally different things. They're not one and the same. So you can be busy, you can also be productive. But if you're not producing any fruit, which is the fruit of the Spirit, then what are you doing? Like you have to take everything into account and ask yourself, what are the things you're committing to? What is your intention? What type of fruit are you trying to develop? And are these things directing you in that direction? And if not, then why are you doing this?
Or has God asked you to even take on this project?
That's great.
Absolutely.
That's a great question. So I was reading, and there's some consequences to busyness that I just wanted to share with everyone, and then we're gonna have to start wrapping as soon as it gets really good. Just like gotta go. So one of the consequences of busyness is overcommitment damages our relationship with the Lord. If we're too busy for Him, then how can we say that we love Him if we're not dating Him, if we're not courting Him and allowing Him to court us, right? Busyness also keeps us from participating in God's will. Just like you were just saying. Did He even ask us to do this? You know, whatever that task is, did that come from God, or is that, you know, Anjali just really wants to be successful, so she's going to do this? And then what is the cost of my busy lifestyle? Who does it affect? Because it never just affects us. It's affecting a line of people, because so many times people are watching us and we don't even realize they're watching us, but they are keeping close tabs on how does Jihan respond when somebody says, hey, can you come to my birthday party? And you already know Jihan is extremely tired. She's got a sales meeting in 2 days and she's planning a wedding. And there's just so many things going on. again, integrity issues.
Yeah.
So I think this is such a great topic, man, because we could really talk about this for a while because it affects us.
It affects
whether
your
we
relationship
say yes
with
or
God,
no.
like you said, and when that's affected, then it affects every other relationship in our life.
Yeah,
Always.
that's great. So true.
Yeah.
We're gonna chat about this a little bit later, after we wrap everything up. But for you guys at home, we want to make sure that we highlight a great Christian organization that's doing good, not just right here in our city, but in the world. And so right now we're going to highlight Generosity Water. Love this organization. Our church does really great work with this organization. Their mission is to end the clean water crisis in developing countries, one community at a time. The website is generosity.org, and you can just click on the link on this page, find more information about it, get involved. Don't just be busy, be productive, producing fruit. Thank you,
Amen.
Lucy. I'm going to use that. All right, we'll see you guys next time.